Hello, host face to face with the nation. This is your host, Frenchie Loveheart. Conversation today. I was watching a YouTube clip. The conversation was on should people be put out of hotels or allowed to remain to stay if they run out of money. Like this young lady, she was in a hotel in one of the cities across the nation, and the conversation was on. She went downstairs to the office where receptionists. Sometimes they have a manager, but you have a reception checking people in and stuff, doing stuff like that. Get you in your hotel room, get you out your hotel room. It's a system. Everybody knows this. Especially in America, and they make money. The smaller hotels make money on or inns make money on the turnover. And they don't have a lot of profit margins in those small hotels versus the larger chains like Hilton and the Sheraton and all the bigger chain brands. So this young lady was gonna come downstairs, and she did a clip online stating that she don't have no money, she don't have nowhere to go, and she's not gonna go out there in the cold and force other people to accept her reality. Basically, she had a child with her, her child, and I'm like, she gonna take a child on her shoulder and down there, and basically that's a manipulative way. But people do what they do. But everyone will see that, would know that's a manipulative. You've been trying to manipulate people, but what people don't realize today, most of these hotels are not owned by single individuals. They're corporate. They're on a Nasdaq. They're traded. So no one really owns hotels anymore. So it's a more bigger picture as people think about what they have to do to survive. And if you get yourself out here in this world and you're not prepared, and, you can't put your responsibilities. This is an opinion. This is not my opinion. This is a thought. Tell me your opinion. I'd like to hear from you in the comments below. Do you feel that though it's her responsibility to take care of that bill? So the point is, she goes down to the front desk, the lobby thing, and I guess younger people don't really know how hotels work, or she seems smart, like she's been there, and it's coming out that she has been standing there for a couple of days, borrowing money from people she know, and I guess they ran out, and now she's stuck, and they're like, she's like, you gotta move out and get out, noon or whatever time in the morning, and she's like, I'm not leaving, and I don't have no money, and I'm not leaving, and so she's getting online to tell us that, the public that. And I'm like, wait a minute. What you paid for your hotel room? It's time to leave, or get some other support somewhere that help to pay for to cover it. But you can't put that on the hotel. This is opinion. What is yours? And so she goes downstairs, and she proceeds to talk to the lady at the front desk, which just as a clerk. She's not even a manager. And she goes and says, I don't have the money to pay. She's like, when it's checkout, she says noon or one. What time you want to check out? She said, well, I don't have the money. I don't want to check out, and it's cold outside, and I'm not checking out. And she said, well, are you paying this? The room is 98.99, something like for the night. And she said, well, I don't have the money. You see me here other times. Recently, I don't have no money to pay anymore. Uh, Basically saying, I can't take care of myself. You take care of me. That's how it came across. And I was like, wait a minute. That's not their hotel responsibility. This is not even manager. Because as the lady said, she said, well, I come down. Well, you had to come out the room. And then she said, well, I come down in the lobby, but I'm not leaving outside. It's cold out there. I'm like, okay, everybody in America in that area knows it's cold outside. You're not the only one. There's tens of hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people that know it's cold outside in your area. And I'm like, what that supposed to do with the person? We see you have a kid, but hey, that's your responsibility. So she just going back and start raising her voice and getting irate a little bit, and that's what happens. They go up to maximum volume, and I guess that in their mind that's going to prove something. But as the lady was speaking to her, trying to work with her, she's like, I'm not the manager. What I can do, she said, you can sit down for 20, 30 minutes, and you have to, or an hour, you have to leave after that time. She said, I'm not going out there again. Repeat it. I'm not going to this cold. I'm like, that doesn't, I'm just an employee. I'm not no one in charge. So the young lady was like, well, you call the police, do what you need to do, whatever. No, that's not our responsibility. You're it's I guess these some systems are used to be, and it's changing now. So they're like, why would I call the police? You're out. You just got to leave out the hotel. Well, I'm not leaving. Okay, then why aren't you? You know what I mean? They don't know how to respond to it. You know, they're international people. And she said, "Well, let me just call the manager and find out what you can do." Should we do? You do that, or you have to call the police? You call, do what you need to do. I'm not leaving. I'll come down, or I'll stay in the room. And she said, "What room uh, are you in?" And then it was like, she's like, "I'm in room 113." And then she's like, "Okay, I'll wait to come down and check out and go from there." She's like, "Well, I'm not leaving. It's cold outside. I don't have no place going. I don't have no more money. I got all the money." That's not the problem of a hotel. You know, they don't need to know that. That's not their, that's your business. And so it's like, I was listening to it. It's like talking to your auntie or something, like trying to tell them what you're not gonna do, how you're gonna do. And this is a business, man. This is not no family. This is no personal stuff. So I was confused for a second there too. But I did not reflect on it. I was like, man, people out here are doing some weird stuff. But I know there's homeless people, and she stated that most of the places that there's nothing in place that help with homeless situation. And I'm like, this is a business. They don't know what to do with that. This is not a social work or a place to help you. You need to go find a place. And she was kept talking. I was like, well, as another content creator stated, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. If you know how to get on this content and put up this video, you know how to find churches and stuff like that that might can help you. But as far as an everyday thing and all this, I don't think no one's gonna take care of you forever. You might find other cities, that sanctuary cities or places that you might want to be, that might do a little more for you. But as far as them just continues taking care of you, I don't think there's no place too much in America that does that anymore. So financially, you're on your own, So I felt bad for her, but I understood what the clerk was saying, and so she just went off on her, and then she finally went upstairs, and it ended the video. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. So my opinion, what is your opinion? Should she be put out? Should the responsibility be put on the hotel, or should she take her responsibility? And or what should a hotel do in your opinion? The lady's very nice. She was professional. She wasn't disrespectful. She really kind of didn't know how to deal with the situation. So, what is your opinion on the reality of this situation? And this happened. I've seen this happen in other places, Jacksonville, Florida. When I traveled, it happened to me, and right in front of me, and I was confused. And I was like, man, why are people doing this? And I understand poverty. People don't have no money, but you can't put it on corporations, businesses. And I think people look at small business as far as it's a small, tiny hotel. It's a mom and pop, so somebody own this. Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time, it's a organization and it's overseen by certain people, but it's really owned by stocks and corporate interests. So people don't realize how much things are changing in America. They got to really get in tune to what's happening in America and be more aware, because it's going to affect more people than people think, and it's starting to affect more young people now. So, what is your opinion? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about it. I'll wait to hear from you. Till next time, face to face with the nation. This is Frenchie. See you next time.